to the queue. It is both in the description and the chat. I'm actually going to make that a pinned comment now. Pin. Woo! All right, now we've got that set up. For those of you just joining for the first time, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're a returnee, happy to see you back. I love when people are willing to come back for another round of our insanity here. And to get into the queue for any reading, whether it's Oracle, Tarot, Lenormand, I do actually have it all this evening. And we'll be going over each and every one and their best uses for any of the questions you may have. But to get into the reader queue, if you would like a one-on-one instead of hearing any of the collectives, the pricing for a 10-minute reading is $15. Single card is $5. And those are both payable through CashApp or Venmo to the name in both the comment and in the description. Once you comment paid, and whether you use CashApp or Venmo, we'll definitely get started with you. But as far as offerings tonight, we do have the Oracle deck. I'll be using this tonight because we have a full moon tomorrow in Aquarius. And Aquarius is all about dreamy inspiration energy. And a little bit of reflective as well. And the Oracle cards are excellent for your quick single card for inspiration or an easy way to see what your spirit guides are trying to tell you. I do leave it up to you guys on what you would prefer to use for your question to get an answer. I do have, of course, the handy dandy tarot deck. And before anyone gushes, oh my God, is that a Disney deck? Yes, it is. It's actually the Disney villain deck. We have Ka there. We have old school Little Mermaid. We have Mad Madam Mim. If you're from my generation and older, you totally remember Sword in the Stone and love it, hopefully just as much as I do. We also have another Oracle deck. This one I typically wait until the end for a meditative card for us to all part with, but it's the Goddess Guidance deck. So if you're trying to either embody or unblock an energy to help you be your best self, definitely by all means feel free to request this one. And whoever left the like, thank you. Highly appreciate it. Lenormand is really good for your more practical questions, whether you're trying to figure out a situation at work, your love life, or even just a family situation. And hello, I'm so sorry I cannot pronounce that, but thank you for joining. We'll call you H1X. And last but not least, say that you're going for the 10-minute reading because this one's only available for the 10-minute reading, and you'd like to see how your life is going, all things considered, and where you may be potentially blocking yourself or could unblock yourself. I do have my bamboo cards. But as mentioned earlier, until we have someone that would like a one-on-one, I do offer collective reads. And this time I'm actually going to be using more my Oracle deck. I usually use my tarot deck for our collectives. But with that full moon in Aquarius tomorrow, excuse me. Sorry, I had some dairy earlier and still kind of coating my throat a little bit. But let me get my list O Zodiac here, just to make sure that I don't accidentally bounce around, because I'm thinking that we should do a collective single card if these guys cooperate with just a single card and don't give us a whole crap ton, but a single card for everyone to focus on tomorrow night for that full moon in Aquarius. And if you would like a one-on-one reading for your Aquarius, and whoever left that second like, thank you, by the way. But if you would like a full reading on how to get the most use out of this Aquarius full moon tomorrow night, definitely feel free to schedule a one-on-one, because I know sometimes those get hyper personal, or you're also welcome to try and grab a 10-minute one here. But just a quick warning, if you would like a one-on-one, I will only be live until 6:30 unless we get busy, and for those of you in a different time zone, that's going to be in about 25 minutes. So fair warning. And whoever left the third like, thank you. Highly appreciated. But our first victim for our collective single card for a full moon in Aquarius is Aries. So if Aries is your sun, moon, or rising sign, perk your ears up. What should you be focusing on, my... that is a question that, again, I only do collectives for free. If you would like an answer to that question, then please follow the directions either in the body or in the comments. But for our Aries, well, I actually really love this because the first card that popped up was actually one of my Moonology cards. And for Aries, if it's your sun, moon, or rising sign, the thing to focus on is if there is a project, I imagine there is, or something that you've been just kind of on the fence on jumping into and you weren't sure on if it was a should or shouldn't, it looks like this moon in Aquarius says it's time to take some action. So if you've been on the fence about something and you just aren't sure, there's your answer right there. Use this moon in Aquarius energy to finally get that ball rolling. Next up is Taurus. So my Taurus people, whether that's your sun, moon, or rising, let's see what you should be. Ooh. All right. So for our Taurus folk, we actually... H1X, what are you exactly rebuking? Just out of morbid curiosity before we get to the Taurus folk. Because I'm not going to lie, with that name, I kind of lean towards the fact that you might be just a bot. But while we wait for H16 to figure out what they're rebuking exactly, for our Taurus moon, sun, or rising, we have a sideways beautiful little worm and a sideways new moon in Gemini. So it definitely looks like for you guys, the message for a beautiful little worm is typically take care of yourself, and for the new moon in Gemini, communication is key. In this case, because they both came out sideways, it's a little bit of both, okay? So we need to kind of learn how to balance better on the people that we take care of along with taking care of ourselves, because it definitely looks like my Taurus folks, whether it's your sun, moon, or rising, you kind of go into one of two extremes all the damn time. As soon as you realize you're taking care of people too much, you rebound and start overdoing the self-care. I love the fact that you're trying to do both, but we got to kind of remember, you know, balance. Balance is a thing. And whoever left that fifth like, thank you. And the other card, communication being key, coming out sideways. Again, I love the fact that you've been trying to listen to your people better. I love the fact that you're trying to stay silent when you feel like you need to be. But again, you're going into both extremes and you keep on going every which way. So for our Taurus folks, ask yourself and use this moon energy to find the balance between the two, because this back and forth energy is going to constantly make you just go bonkers. And I'd rather that didn't happen to you. No one likes to get the burnout from the constant back and forth. So try and find that balance this time. And sixth like, thank you. Next up in the hot seat is our Gemini people. So whether Gemini is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this one's for you guys. And if any of you are wondering why I do sun, moon, and rising, that is because, believe it or not, but combining all three of those cards will help you use not only that energy that much better from our coming full moon, but actually give you a whole message. And if you guys would like a quickie for the whole message for your sun, moon, or rising sign, I'll be offering those $10, but you'll have to schedule after the live. Let me know what your top 3 were, and it'll only be $10. But for our Gemini folks, all right, so Gemini, don't take this in any way harsh, but we have a reverse full moon. Typically that message is believe in the impossible. I love imagination. I love the fact that you guys are bursting with imagination and new ideas and all kinds of great plans that are just exciting beyond all reason. But some of those plans need to be brought a little bit closer to earth, maybe. Make them not necessarily completely in the trash, but try to tweak them to be a little bit more realistic, a little bit more possible. Stop trying to think that anything is possible because, hey, I love the idea as much as you do, but we've all had that moment where we realize that those big dreams should probably been tweaked just a tiny little bit. Next up is Cancer. So if Cancer is your sun, moon, or rising, let's see how you need to use this full moon in Aquarius energy. And I guess H1X is never going to let us know what they're rebuking, so I guess, But for Cancer, since your card decided to try running all the way away from me onto the floor. All right. So Cancer, you have a reverse deep dark sea mermaid. And typically her message is find solutions in the unknown places in the darkness. So Cancers, you need to start using this full moon energy to help you start seeing the answers that are right in front of you. Because it seems like all too often you're trying to find what's underneath, what's the underlying meaning, what's the underlying solution, what's all hiding underneath it all. When in reality, apparently a lot of your stuff is staring you right in the face and you're too busy seeing the trees for the forest. So the time has come, my crabby crabs. Again, whether this is your sun, moon, or rising sign. Stop trying to find the underneath. Accept that sometimes a carrot really is just a carrot. All right, next up is Leos. For our Leo folks who have that as your sun, moon, or rising. And I'm kind of in that boat with you guys because my rising is in Leo, so this will be interesting for all of us. And another one that's trying to run away, Jiminy Crickets. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm feeling a little bit called out right now. We have a full moon in Scorpio for our Leo folks, if that's your sun, moon, or rising, on how to best use this coming full moon in Aquarius energy. Excuse me. Apparently, it's time for us to release some negativity. And my goodness, okay, I admit I've been holding on to some stuff a little hard. I'll grant that because, let's face it, it's human nature to hold on to stuff that hurts for longer than we probably should sometimes. But you know what? My fellow Leos, whether this is your sun, moon, or rising sign, as difficult as it is sometimes, it's time for all of us to just look at some of the negative shit in our life and say, bye-bye. Next up is Virgo. So if Virgo is your sun, moon, or rising sign, let's see how you need to best use this coming full moon in Aquarius. And please keep in mind that full moons are a 3-night thing. So if you want to jump on any of these cards I'm pulling out now, you have tonight, tomorrow night, and Friday night to use that full moon energy. So even if you are not in the right mindset tonight, no worries. It's cool. You got 3 nights to do it. But Virgos, all right, you guys are really not going to like this one, and neither are my Virgos that I live with, and I've got 3 of them. But Virgos, you have new moon in Scorpio, It's time to work through those fears. So those deep set fears, whether it's rejection or an abuser that you have finally been free of, or even just trying something new in your life. Virgo people, it's time to look at those fears dead in the eye. In this full moon, use that energy to work through and with those fears. Because the only thing these fears are doing are holding you back. And let's face it, if you have that much potential and the only thing holding you back is a fear, fears can be worked with. Fears can be fought through. Don't let fear hold you back. Next up is Libra. So if Libra is your sun, moon, or rising sign, let's see how you can best use this full moon in Aquarius energy that begins tonight but is officially tomorrow. And please keep in mind, I am only doing a collective reading, so if anyone would like a one-on-one, please make sure that you get that tossed in the next 15 minutes, because if we stay quiet, then I'll be jumping off. And directions are both in the chat and the description body. But for our Libras, all right, I know that y'all saw me this whole time. Shuffle, 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 shuffle. Apparently our Libras are needing to follow the same action as our Aries earlier. You got another new moon in Aries. It's time to take action. So Libras, I know that typically you guys are super decisive. You know what to do when you need to do it. And more importantly, you know how to keep everything within a balance of give and take. Well, whatever it is that you've been on the fence on, whether it's starting a project, trying a new job, or even just asking a special someone out on a date, use this energy and decide that it is time to take that first step. And I feel confident when I say we're all rooting for both our Libra and Aries people, because, hey, if you've been sitting on the fence and you needed a card to help you nudge along, I'm glad that we could be here for you. Scorpio. If Scorpio is your sun, moon, or rising sign, how can you best use this full moon in Aquarius energy? And that was probably a little too easy. All right, so Scorpios, you're not going to be a huge fan of this one, but we have a reverse south node. Typically that message is don't let your past hold you back. And I am by no means, shape, fashion, or form at all saying that you should let the past hold you back. That is not what this card is saying right now. This card is saying that there's something in your past you haven't learned from yet. Okay? So I will never, ever, 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 ever tell someone to let the past keep them from moving forward. Absolutely not. But I will tell you that this card is saying that there is something in your past, and the lesson keeps on popping up over and over and over again in subtle, little, annoying ways that are probably driving you totally nuts. But that's because you haven't learned from it yet. Whether it is a constant job issue where you just can't seem to figure out why you change job every few months or every few years, but you keep on running into the same issues with coworkers or bosses. Sometimes that's you. The stuff. Oh, Kui, you are so not wrong, sweetheart. Some of the Scorpios that I love best, I look at them and go, I don't know how to help you learn from this, but I will give you a hug and here's a cookie, and hopefully you'll learn the next time. But my Scorpio friends, please know that I am not saying go do a deep dive in your past and just hang out there. I'm just saying there's something in there that you need to learn from. So look for some patterns, and when you realize that the only constant in a pattern was you, then look underneath there and see what happened each and every time. And H1X, I'm glad that you're still with us, but we're still waiting to hear on what you're rebuking. But next up in the hot seat is our Sagittarius buddies. So whether Sagittarius is your sun, moon, or rising sign. And unfortunately, I'm with you guys in this one because that's my sun sign. So here we are. I'm just as scared as the rest of you for this one because I've already been called out enough times. All right. I actually want an extra card for this one. So just a second while we grab some extra information here. And sorry, this one decided to try running away. All right, so this one's actually rather interesting because the first card that popped out for our Sagittarius folks, we have a sideways balsamic moon. And it's saying that it's a time for change. And I'm thinking, okay, I am looking at this and I got an idea of what it's trying to go for, but I wanted a little bit of extra clarification to make sure that I'm definitely on the right track with this, okay? So with this, I was leaning towards, okay, we have a choice on whether or not we choose to use this full moon in Aquarius energy to start healing, okay? And apparently I was right because the next card that came out to help us out a little bit was a new moon eclipse, expect a powerful change. So this is telling me that depending on the choices that we make with this full moon in Aquarius, if we choose to actually use this energy to start healing or choose to not, either way, we can expect a powerful change coming with that decision. So, my fellow Sagittarius, whether this is a fellow sun Sag, or if it's your rising or your moon sign, I'm going to tell you right now, definitely take a few minutes to do some extra thinking on this moon on whether or not you want to use it to heal, whether or not you want to use it to just say, you know what, I'm going to wait for a little bit longer for healing and just use it for extra strength to get through. And if you're not sure on what you're supposed to be healing from, if you do choose the healing route, double check my cards for you for your other ones, whether Sag was your sun, your moon, or your rising. Double check your other two top three, and that'll definitely lead you towards the answer. But Sagittarius, this definitely looks like that we definitely need to be paying attention to. Next up is Capricorn. So if Capricorn, your sun, moon, or rising, perk your ears up, my dear, because we're going to see what you should be using this full moon in Aquarius for. Goodness gracious. Having all kinds of cards pop out for you. So Capricorn, apparently you are the chatty Cathy this round as far as what Spirit's trying to tell you. Oh, and you guys are not going to like this one a bit, but it's in your best interest. Okay? Quee, no worries. That'll definitely be available in the replay that I'll be making public right after, or if you want to reverse, because I'm pretty sure the replay is still available for you guys. But definitely don't worry. Got your back. And morbid curiosity, Quee, is Leo your sun, moon, or rising sign? But while we're waiting for Quee, Capricorns, you want to use this moon to surrender to the divine. You need to let go of the reins. And I know for a lot of you, because it's control freak energy, I've got like 6 points in Capricorn. I get it. But it's time to surrender to the divine, because for you, this energy is all about helping you learn how to give rather than take. And I'm not saying that you guys are just taking all things being narcissistic douchebags or anything like that. Abso-freaking-lutely not. And whoever this douchebag is with the free, just so you know, that person has nothing to do with me. Ignore them. I don't know who they are, what they're doing in my freaking chat right now. But Capricorns, surrender to the divine and the give and take. Again, I'm not saying that any of you are narcissistic douchebags by any means, but in learning that giving more of yourself, I want to say they're talking about more of giving yourself on a personal level. You're going to find something that's been lost for a hot minute, because we have a reverse black cat as part of your explanation on what to surrender to the divine. And you're going to find something lost that was definitely from your past, because you have a huge imbalance between your spirituality and practicality. I've got a reverse full moon in Pisces as part of the explanation here. And it is a very, very huge imbalance between your spirituality and practicality. I love your feet are on the ground and super firmly, but here's the thing. In order for spirit to hear you and give you what you've been asking for, you need to give yourself to the divine. So I am so sorry, but it is time to finally say, you know what? It's time to devote myself just a little bit more to my spirituality and actually get my feet more in that path than all the practical things in front of me. And Kwee, Libra rising. That is awesome. I love my Libra rising people. And 1972. I imagine you still look fabulous though. Next up is our Aquarius. So Aquarius, let's check out how you should be using a full moon named after you guys. So Aquarius, whether this is your sun, moon, or rising sign, no pun intended with the moon, it's just unfortunately the name of that part of your birth chart. Let's see how our Aquariuses should be using a full moon in Aquarius. Well, that was easy. 2 shakes while I grabbed the card that tried to run away. Oh, there we are. All right, so you have a reverse little brother, little sister card. And typically that message is siblings, younger friends, responsibility. So it definitely looks like for our Aquariuses, it's time to focus less on everyone else and focus more on yourselves. It's time to start putting yourself first a little bit, on occasion at least, okay? I get it, you probably have a whole bunch of people depending on you. You probably have people at the wazoo that look to you for everything. But, oh, and whoever left that 7 like, thank you by the way. But Aquarius, on occasion, it is okay to let those responsibilities go, even just for 10 minutes, so that you can give yourself some self-care, give yourself some love and attention, because that whole, oh, Brianna, thank you for joining and for the smiley face, highly appreciate. But Aquarius folks, on occasion, you do need to take care of yourself, because that cliche, you can't pour from an empty cup, so stinking true. And I don't even have an Aquarius bone, as far as I can recall, in my chart. So it's okay. I get it, because I have a similar mindset to you. Gotta take care of everyone and make sure they're all okay before taking care of yourself. I can tell you the burnout's real. So Aquarius, it's time to put yourself first just a little bit. And last but not least, before we jump to the meditation card, before I let you guys go, Pisces. Whether that's your sun, moon, or rising sign, I hate hearing that story for you, and especially for your godchild, but you know what? If it's going to help him actually start taking care of himself, all the blessings, all the stinking blessings. And Pisces, sun, moon, or rising sign, let's see how you can't use this Aquarius full moon energy. Goodness. Sometimes when these cards are ready to go, they're ready to go. But we have a reverse waning moon and a reverse Alice in a Sea of Tears. Typically these messages are, what do you need to release, and cast away out of your depth and feeling abandoned. So it definitely looks like you already know what you need to let go of and hold on to. And not only that, you are completely exactly where you know that you could and should be. So it looks like in your case, it's time to take care of the things that you need to release. Look at the things that you need to hold on to and realize that you're not lost. In fact, you are probably the most found you've ever been in your life. You've just been, again, looking around for all the things that are missing and not looking at what you got. You are apparently not nearly as bad a spot as you think. Aw, Brianna, that's such a cute little guy. So Pisces, dears, maybe look around and see what you've got and realize you're not lost. You're found. And I'm a little jealous, by the way. But that's all we've got for our card readings for the full moon in Aquarius tomorrow night. If any of these readings helped you out at all, hey, you know what? I'm glad for it. And make sure that you take a look at your messages for your sun, moon, and rising sign, and make sure to put those messages together so that you have as most clear of a reading as possible for yourself. Because remember, our sun, moon, and rising are all three very important ones to make sure that we are our best. And if you are not sure on what your sun, moon, and rising sign is, I do offer birth charts. They're $14 for a PDF copy, and I do break down your entire chart for you, along with give you a cute little image to go with it. And though the birth charts can be ordered through Instagram or Facebook, links are in the bio. And Sayen28 would love to answer that question for you, but directions for getting a one-on-one reading are both in the comments and in the description. If those don't work for you right now, you are welcome to schedule a one-on-one session with me, and the link for that is in the bio. But for our meditation card for the night, before I let y'all go, Gemini crickets. Apparently, instead of a meditation card, I'm going to give you guys a whole stinking story on how to handle these two things right here. So the two that popped out full-blown together and Kwee, you're not wrong. The North and South nodes, honestly, the whole cosmos, when you look at it in a different viewpoint for each and every one, it honestly gets a little crazy and a little nuts. But the final reading I'm leaving you guys with, the first card that came out, as far as the two that came out together, we have Seer, take some quiet time alone to rest, meditate, and contemplate. And it looks like what you're going to rest and meditate and contemplate is with Lady Diana. Keep your unwavering thoughts, feelings, and actions focused on your target, and you will make your mark. So it definitely looks like we need to rest and contemplate on what do we really want to accomplish. And you know what? That's exactly what all of those cards were saying. God, his cards are fabulous, aren't they, Kwee? But it looks like definitely we need to sit down with this moon and really think, what do we want out of this moon? What do we really want to accomplish? And it definitely looks like a lot of it is going to deal with, one of the things we need to look at is we have Mawu. Definitely apologize if I mispronounced that. Unfortunately, let's face it, we don't know how any of these guys are actually supposed to be pronounced. English is a made-up language. But her message is, you are called upon to help with environmentalism. So I'm not saying go out and plant a tree or anything like that, though. If you are inclined to do so, or start a garden, whatever environmentalism looks like for you in a positive way, hey, by all means. But this card is mostly looking at how are you taking care of your environment, whether it's your home environment, your work environment, the place where you are the most yourself at. How are you taking care of your environments and making sure that they are productive for you? And because I love that for you. I'm glad that it's helping you reconnect. But for that environmentalism and making sure that your environment is all right, it definitely looks like for a lot of us, we're going to need a little bit of a push because we have Lady Ain. Take a risk and put your heart's true desire into action. I get it. Going after what we want is terrifying, but the universe is with us. Whatever that face looks like for you, your spirit guides are with you. The universe is with you. You are not alone in this journey in trying to make sure that you are reaching your goals. So stop letting worry hold you back. We have reverse Lady Bridget and reverse Lady Lakshmi. Reverse Lady Lakshmi says, again, stop worrying. And Lady Bridget is stand up for who you are and what you think is right. You need to unblock these energies. Do definitely worry about the future to a degree, because you know what? Our actions do have consequences. But all of those unrealistic or far out there possibilities aren't necessarily going to happen. You have just as much likelihood as all the crazy great things happening. But you are the one that needs to stand up and go for it. And last but not least, the thing that's going to hopefully help you out the most in making sure that you are going after those goals and reaching those targets. We have Lady Athena. You know what to do. Trust your inner wisdom and take appropriate action without delay. So even she is saying, and I mean this in the best way possible, but there is no filter, so just a fair warning, cover your ears if you're delicate. Get your head out of your ass. Trust the universe has your back, and trust that you already know what to do. You just need to start having some faith in yourself. And with that lovely message, I hope all of you got some level of help and guidance from tonight's cards. And most importantly, I hope you use it. Have an absolutely blessed night. Do not forget to use that new moon and full moon energies whenever they come through. And don't forget to subscribe, because I will have a short for tomorrow for using the full moon and Aquarius energy if you want to scrap all the things for your top 3 because they scare the crap out of you. No judgment. And in case you just want to use that Aquarius moon energy because you can. Have a great night, guys.